Make some noise and welcome to Harmontown, goddammit, from the lovely downtown Dynasty Theater. You know what the deal is. Somewhere right now, somebody's waiting outside to rob you. Let's get into it. You look fabulous. That thing is great. So much color. Let's get into it with our good friend, Dungeon Master, Master Blaster, I ain't shitting, Mr. Crittenden. Yeah. He's here for your enjoyment, for your pleasure. Now the main hors d'oeuvre. Watch this dude dive and swerve. The mayor of Harmontown, Mr. Dan Harmon!
Oh my God, what a show you've got on your hands. You came to a special show.
Special show.
Now you're gonna have a good time. I remember the time when your show wasn't that good, and I still paid the same amount of money for it. Okay. All right. Let's just leave that guy in his own desert. Who was that guy?
That dude was
Mr. Nostalgia that apparently hates some episodes of the show.
He wasn't ready for the evolutions.
Fuck that guy. I'm glad he's not here tonight. Or is he? Oh, shit, I spilled all over the clothes I got in the mail today.
They look nice, other than that giant spill.
For everybody that pays for the live video feed, I'm wearing clothes I got in the mail from Bombfell. It was a former sponsor at one point. I think I'm grandfathered into some AI warehouse that's just like making Bombfell deliveries, and like the company maybe Chapter 11, and it's just like there's just robot arms mailing clothes to me. Here I am.
It is a great shirt. They did great.
I spilled on it. All right. Yeah. Look, last week I listened to the show. I listened to it back. Sometimes I do that. I don't think you guys understood that 1 car per green each lane.
Oh, shit.
It's absurd. All right, fine.
I think there should be more.
I think it should say, I don't know what it should say. I don't know. I think they should make it, I think it should say, I think they should block off 1 lane.
Do you know that there is an exit? It is, I think, the right before the Barham exit. It's 2 cars. There are 2 and 3 cars.
Those are luxurious.
Yeah.
So it says 2 cars per green each lane?
It does say that.
What the fuck does that mean?
That means because everybody's trying to get on.
That means 4 cars go, right?
Yeah. If it's 2 lanes.
Okay, so if I pull
and if
up,
it's 3, it's 6.
If I'm behind one of 2 cars,
yeah,
and I'm in a quad of cars.
You're sitting there.
So I get to go at the same speed as the person ahead of me?
Yes.
Because 2 cars per green each lane.
Magic.
Wow. Well, thank you, Mr. Infrastructure. No, not you. I'm saying like who?
No. I want to be called Mr.
System?
Infrastructure from
they're
now on.
They're obviously like looking at a big map on a wall of like a 70s office, and they're like, looks like the I-5's getting a little red by Cahuenga. Well, maybe up the cars per green each lane to 2.
These dudes are trying to help you out, and this is the impression you do.
They're trying to stop my car, Brandon.
I love that you shit on these dudes. But,
shit on these dudes.
Say 2-car lane. I think they're nerds. They're like, how can we ease congestion?
You think
for
they're
Dan
trying
Harmon?
to help me out? You think they're trying to help me out?
Yes,
really?
Yes.
You think it's me and them against who? Zeus? If they're not on the other team, who is? Give me a break. They love, they'd love to make like an alt-right lane.
Whoa.
They'd love it.
Listen to what you did.
They'd be like, hey man, the only color I see is traffic. Okay, all right, buddy. All right. Pick a lane, I'd say to them. Anyways, no, they're not on anyone's side. They're fucking. I don't doubt their intelligence. We all saw Singles. What was Campbell Scott's character? Wasn't he in charge of like looking at traffic? Am I mixing up a bunch of like '90s movies?
Yeah, come on.
All right,
We all
crickets.
saw Singles.
I thought maybe there'd be like a 45-year-old in the audience who would be like, yes, you got it. Campbell Scott's character in Singles definitely studied traffic. Look it up. But that's presented as an occupation. And he goes like, oh, if you do this,
no. They're traffic specialists. Yeah. I'm there.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're not necessarily good people.
Who would take that job?
To put a sign on an on-ramp that says, hey, put your left foot in and your right foot out. Do the hokey pokey, and then you can get on the freeway. Home by 5. No, dude, come on. Go to Capitol Hill. Get your money. Tell them there needs to be 2 fucking ramps.
I agree with you on that. That's what I was trying to make your day by letting you know that they existed.
All right. Well, we already talked about
so many more cars. It's 2 more cars.
Right.
I can. It's 2 cars per green each lane.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's the beginning.
It's great.
Of the
you know that light? It gets a yellow. I thought that would get a bigger reaction.
I'm reading the room. These guys have had it up to here. Guess what? We've got some delightful guests for you, so you can stick them up your ass. I'm not going to warm you up for them. I'm going to bring them out, and you're going to love them, and you're going to be like, I feel bad about the lukewarm response I had at the top of the show. This is a better show than I thought I was going to get. And I'm going to be like, you don't deserve it.
Whoa. But you get it anyway.
But you're going to get some great people. You're going to make some new friends. You're going to love our conversation.
Oh, man.
Go home and tell that to your dumb parents. Terrible people.
There's some great conversation.
What did I write in here? Some of you are nice, I'm sure. I wrote down apologizing to Mrs. Monfrey for jumping off the garage roof with plastic bags. I think I probably told that story, though.
When?
I don't know. I just remember, I think it was a story about how my mom was, trying to get momming right. Because it was I remember me and my best friend, we were jumping off the garage roof, his garage roof with hefty bags.
Like a parachute.
We wanted to see if it, slowed our descent.
Right.
And someone saw us doing it and told my mom. And then I think my mom's response was, I'm taking you over there and you're going to apologize.
For
being seen by her putting myself in danger. That's not what she wanted. But you go hey, some moms are 23. I don't know. I look at it right now, what would you do, Dan? I'd be the worst dad, and I'm twice that age.
You have to jump a whole pack.
What's that?
You'd get up there and jump 20 times in a row.
Yeah, I'd be like why? Yeah, I don't know. If my kid said I'm going to jump off the garage with a hefty bag, I'd be like, well, let's shoot it. I don't know. I don't know what I would actually still think.
No.
I'd be like, well, maybe it'll work like a parachute. No. Why wouldn't it? You're 80 pounds. The bag says it holds a lot of garbage.
No.
I prefer quiet. I think it's because I think that's the new Uber setting. I prefer quiet. Yeah. And now I'm locked in it. We talked about this. I saw it. I got excited. I predicted this is going to lock you in. What happens the day I have had it? I've been I'm a little lit. I'm on my way from here to there. I'd actually love to talk to somebody. I'm a little chatty tonight. And then I look at the thing and I go I can't force someone to talk to me.
Yeah.
It already says I prefer quiet by default. I'm not going to select talk to me. That poor fucker.
Talk to me also means, hey, if you want to talk.
I know, but
that. Yeah. Because here's the thing. It's creepy to not talk to each other in the car. Especially if you sit the way I sit. I sit backwards.
You just stare at the driver.
I sit backwards facing in the front seat.
It's nice that you guys are trying to react to me like it's a good show, and I appreciate that. You're trying. You're like, well, that's a thing to talk about.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, life is like a flower pot, and you're like, Jesus Christ, kill me. All right, let's bring out our friends. We'll bring them out one at a time just because we don't want them to compete. But let's first bring out I'm not going to call her a close friend, but I am going to call her somebody that I'm so enamored with, and I never, and I don't know. There's a thing, whatever. I'm not going to over talk it.
Why don't you give her credits? Because she's amazing.
I don't know anything that she does. She was a writer for SNL, and it's Jeff, I met her through Jeff, kind of through the improv community, and
Great
right
on
now,
Whose Line?
I don't know how much she's allowed to talk about, but she's been working on the Jordan Peele Twilight Zone show. But let's let her speak for herself. Sure. Please welcome Heather Anne Campbell.
Yeah.
I put my guest on the seat. Oh, but yeah. Heather Anne Campbell. Damn. Heather Ann, looking good, back of a van. What? No. Okay. Yep.
Oh, that tracks.
Well, I'll freestyle till it gets gross. That's my rule. How are you? Thanks for coming out and visiting.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm good.
All right.
I'm always happy to see you.
I'm happy to see you, always.
Like I felt like the last time that we sat down, it was like 2 hours of video game talk, and I did most of the listening, which blew my mind.
No, it was, we talked about video games.
Because you play way more video games than me.
Yeah, I mean, I play a lot of bad ones now, but I used to play really good video games, and it was really great and fun. And I think we talked about those times.
Yeah.
The good times.
No, we talked about the old times, the new times, the third person times, the first person times. You got a new podcast called "How Did This Get Played?"
Yep.
Where as the name would imply.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're kind of I haven't listened to it, so like you want to describe.
Nick Weiger and I play a terrible video game, and then we talk about it with a guest. And the guest also plays the terrible video game, and there are infinite terrible video games, so the show will last forever.
And does it span all of time? Does the guest get to pick?
We've asked a couple guests if they have a pick, and they have chosen, but generally they're like, I don't know, whatever. And then we tell them, well, enjoy Leisure Suit Larry, and they're like, fuck.
Hope you like playing that again.
Yeah. But we're playing new games, old games. It's actually really nice to pull out all of my old video game systems. I pulled out my old Dreamcast for a recent episode that hasn't been released yet.
Whoa.
Ooh, and I
saw the Instagram. You follow Heather Ann on Instagram, like you'll get intimidated because you'll like post like a photo of like a fucking engine also. Do you wrench on cars and shit?
No. I have a problematic car, and I try to take care of it. I've learned how to. So I drive a 1978 Datsun 280Z.
Come
and
on, T-tops, folks. Come on.
Give it up.
Come on.
T-tops.
T-tops.
He looks upset, but it's
I reached out. I saw that when you posted it. I was like, girl, does it have T-tops? It's amazing.
Thank
it's
you.
an amazing car.
I sealed over. This is going to break your heart. I had the sunroof patched.
It's all right.
Okay, you all right?
She made it an O-top. Is that cool?
It's all right. It's all right.
But the car has a fuel injection system, so the lines go over the top of the engine. And one day I started it, and gasoline sprayed all over my windshield, and it was terrifying because that means I could die. So I've learned how to fix that problem. So that is the only wrenching that I do on my engine, and the rest of the time I usually have it towed to a place.
But in that 3 sentences about you doing something wrong with a car, I was like, oh, you would have bullied me in high school.
No.
Because you were like brave enough to.
Oh no!
Fucking turn the key or whatever the
we
hell.
Would have been,
like it just seems like you know your way around things.
No, we would have been loser friends.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, what were you in high school? What was your archetype?
I was a Dragonlance nerd. So I used to what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
yeah.
General enthusiasm.
Yeah. I read a lot of Dragonlance, and I played D&D with a guy who would draw his maps on lambskin.
Whoa.
He also had a full suit of armor, so he was like a rich kid, but like a not, you know what I mean. So yeah, I did that.
Yeah. Okay. So there's no guy. I mean, how big was your high school? Like how many students?
So my high school was 400 kids total, and it was not a good place. I hated it very much.
400 kids means that there's a social allowance for one art kid.
Yeah, we had one art kid in it was not me.
It was not you. You were the D&D kid.
I was the D&D video game kid. So
and it's hard to be the D&D video game kid when there's only one allowed.
The truth is,
you really want another D&D kid.
The guy who drew on the maps, he was from a different school. So you're totally right. Like he did not. There was no community of nerds that way.
I spent so much time in middle school being into D&D and never played it. Like I literally my whole identity was I had 3 D&D shirts that I bought at Gen Con because I lived in Milwaukee, so I was Gen Con adjacent, and like I bought these D&D sweatshirts there, and I just wore those. I alternated between them, and I had these AD&D books, but I didn't play with anybody. That was just my identity. It was just me saying, step off, or you've already stepped off, and it was my idea first. like it was almost just as satisfying. Like I don't know. I spent so much of it, but then in high school, I thank God I had a 600 student high school that I transferred to. And that meant that there were 3 nerds allowed, and they found me, and my brain blossomed because I met these guys, and we would get together and play D&D from 3 to 9 p.m.
That's great. That's heartwarming.
But you did that with. By the way, thank you for letting me be a guest on your show.
Oh yeah.
Do you have any other questions for me?
Well, I wanted more details on this Dungeons and Dragons sweatshirt.
It was all there were black sweatshirts, and they were just the illustrations from the covers of the 2nd edition AD. Or not.
Hell yeah!
That's really fucking cool.
That's badass.
Lee Easley paintings, whatever. Yeah. You know, the guy, the cover of Unearthed Arcana, the cover of the Dungeon Master's Guide, the cover of the Player's Handbook. I think I had those 3 sweatshirts.
That's really, that's fucking great.
They were jet black. They were dandruff accentuating. It was like a black light on my shoulders everywhere I went. Just a big dotted sign that said, "Back off, buddy. Back off, ladies."
Did it work?
Oh yeah, man! People gave me space. But how do you reconcile being a nerd with being you seem marketable to me. You're
wow.
You went into improv.
You're so
you
marketable.
went into it's not an inside. I mean, like
no,
it's not. You seem like a fucking.
You seem like you could have made it.
Well, you can pass for like not a nerd.
Yeah,
but you're fucking harder core than me. Frankly, I sold out as soon as I could. Like you still stick to your guns. You like cosplay and like you're fucking like it's infused in your life. You get joy from our legacy.
You think that I should have given up those things so that I could.
I'm ashamed that I did.
Oh no, you didn't. You have a show that is those things?
No, it's not. Listen to this interview. It's terrible.
What?
Whoa.
I'm just saying. I guess I'm just circling. Like you're such an effervescent person. You never sold out. You're not. You. I don't know. It's like you're an island. Like that's what you are. And like you. Do you have anxiety about yourself and shit, or is it like what I see is what I get?
Right now, I am having anxiety
because you seem you radiate confidence to me.
Oh, thank you.
Like so I'm just I mean, are you swallowing down insecurity?
I mean, yeah. So the best thing about being like an improviser, for example, is that I don't ever have to be myself. I can't imagine being like a stand-up, and it was a lot of like mental homework to do a podcast because I was like, over the course of like 20 episodes, people are going to figure out who I am, and they're going to hate that person. And some of the comments have gotten there really quickly, and they know who I am. They hate me. But the what
are the things that you think people are gonna like? What is that kite tail that you carry with you? Where you're like, because I feel that too. Where they're like, oh, these people are gonna Google me and they're gonna like pick through. And what is it about you that you're worried people are gonna?
So I wear so much of my my nerddom, my fandom, all of those things on my sleeve. But I am always afraid. My imposter syndrome manifests as I don't know enough about any of the things that I actually love.
Right.
Like when people see that I drive that car and that I fixed it up twice, they're like, "Oh, she's a gearhead," but I'm not a gearhead.
Right.
And
you're like, I'm not going to stand up to that fucking scrutiny. Don't ask me a bunch of fucking gearhead questions. Are you going to shame me? Yeah.
Right. But the only thing that I feel like I could like go pretty deep on is video games, and then even that.
And that's a forgiving crowd.
Yeah, that's a.
That's a good pit to dive into.
People love it when women talk about video games.
No, it's the more the merrier.
People hate it so much that it changed politics on Earth.
It literally,
Yeah.
for real began there. Yeah. Oh, anyways, but you, so have you, just regarding that, like in terms of your relationship with like other people's opinions and your identity and stuff, are there epiphanies that you've come into over the last 5 years that you could share with me? Like
about
just in that general area about like what people, like you're talking about yourself being out there, being visible, you having an identity, people having opinions about it. Mm-hmm. What's your relationship with that? How has that changed from 2009 to now?
So a decade ago, I was writing for video game magazines, and there were very vocal. I feel like I got a trailer for Gamergate in the kinds of language that met me when I was a video game journalist. There were places that really, really ruthlessly called me a dumb cunt and like diatribes of stuff. And I was like, oh, this is unfamiliar. And then after I stopped being a games journalist and sort of disappeared into comedy for the next few years, every time I'd like poke my head up out of that water and somebody would be like, bitch, and I'd go back under, I'd be like, yes, I remember. So I feel like that I was really lucky to get a preview of it before it came down like a sledgehammer on everybody later.
Right.
So that would be
That's
what I've learned is that like I was very I've always been very internet. Like I love internet so much. I had Prodigy like on a black and white screen in my house and like was posting on Prodigy forums back in the day. Like I've always
you had one keyboard under each hand.
Yeah, I mean
Sometimes
I did.
Had your shirt off depending on the difficulty of the password.
I had a split keyboard. I had the Microsoft ergonomic, because that's how like a girl who's like, hey, Mom and Dad, will you get me an ergonomic keyboard? And they're like, oh no.
I had as many as I could because I would see in TV and movies that if you were a hacker, you had more keyboards and more screens.
Were you ever a hacker? Did you dabble?
I was a poser hacker. I was like a phone freak, PHRE.
Did you make the thing from the back of Popular Mechanics where you got free phone calls? Was phone freaking?
Was that like a whistle or something?
Yeah, like a whistle.
No, I wasn't a whistler.
Okay.
I was a code. I was just finding codes on BBSs, and then it would go like, oh, this is a code you can type in, and then you get free long distance.
Awesome.
And then it would call like sex lines.
Oh.
Just to test it.
All right.
I was like,
yeah.
I was just like, oh, for real? If you use this code, you don't get charged for a 900 number, and like I don't even know if it was true or if my parents are just like, oh, good, he's not gay. I don't know. I have no idea. Like, but I did. The codes did work, and I was excited.
The code
about
just
them.
let that person listen in on your conversation.
But that's not a hacker. I didn't hack anything.
Yeah.
I was a programmer. I was very into Commodore 64 basic, programming. I almost said basic cable. But anyways, shit. Like, where were we at though?
We're talking about what we've learned. What have you learned in the last 10 years?
No, don't get me started. That's what this dumb show is all about. I was curious, and you let me know. I mean, what I got there was an indication of actually like way before, like long ago, you've dwelt among like environments where you can't please everybody all of the time is more than just a comforting platitude if you don't win a competition at school. It's like an actual thing you have to live with. That's what you're describing. Is like you were acid washed. And so is it that these many years later, is there a philosophy that you carry with you where you're like, don't read the comments, or fuck them if they can't take a joke, or don't drink the haterade, or like what is is there any guiding philosophy?
At the risk of giving up my bit, which will then I think make it ineffective, is that anytime somebody says something terrible to me online, I reply with, okay, I will do that. Or, yes, thank you, I agree. And usually they're like, oh, okay. Like if somebody's like, you've got a fucking terrible smile, which I got on a video. Well, it was like the top comment was like, this girl shouldn't fucking smile. She's got a terrible smile. And I was like, I also hate my smile. And I wish that I didn't have it. And then after that, they're like, no, it's not that bad.
It doesn't. Yeah, I see what you mean about like, yeah, don't give it up because it's like, oh god, that is the one fear. But it makes perfect sense. I feel like we've all gone through that phase, and it's always yielded results. And I think I just my fear is what bumps me off of that path. It always works. It's
engaging.
Or no, just like being healthy.
Oh,
just going like not attacking the person back. Like which is just, what is that? That's exactly just being like either nothing at all or even better, like just going like, yeah, I guess my dick's pretty small. And just like letting it take its course, which is what a Taoist would do, what water would do. It always works.
Yeah. It does.
Why do we stop doing it? Because we have a bad day. I don't know.
Because we get super clever and we want to fire back.
Yeah, I got good jokes, and this is the time to let them fly.
Goddamn right.
Speaking of great jokes, it's time to bring out professional comedy writer, SNL writer alum, Rick and Morty writer, Nick Rutherford. Wait, please welcome him out.
Nick Rutherford!
You guys both wrote on SNL, but not the same year.
No.
Yes.
See, different comedy philosophies.
No, we did not write at the same time.
No, I didn't get hired along with a bunch of my buddies who got hired, and then I was working with Heather at the time, and she had just gotten fired from it.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was not renewed.
Right.
It's different.
Oh, I say I was fired.
Yeah, I got fired.
Yeah.
They probably never fire anybody. You don't have to fire writers in TV. You just don't pick up their option.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
Were you
And
fired?
it all feels the same. No, I wish I
mid-season?
was. No.
Oh, okay.
I reached the end of my contract.
Yeah.
And then was fired.
Okay, great.
It said fired. It's like, make no mistake, you've been fired.
They sent me a new contract that it just said fired on.
We'd like to hire you to be fired.
Why would they? They mailed this. This
Plus
is a lot
one
of effort.
option. Plus one. If we like your job of being an ex-employee, we may fire you again.
Yeah, and they didn't like me as an ex-employee either because they didn't fire me again. But you told me a lot of terrible stories that made me feel good about not getting hired. And then I got hired, and I was like, Heather doesn't know shit. And then I had a terrible year. You guys have suicide dreams?
I have dreams where I just bite people really hard.
Yeah.
Arr. Makes me feel good.
You ever dream that you're the guy being bit?
No.
That's working on SNL. And then I knew that you were right the whole time.
Thank you.
Yeah. And
I mean, it's not everybody has a different experience there. Ours was the same.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
It's weird that the phrase 36th season shouldn't be said along with comedy.
Isn't it 46?
Well, now it probably is.
Yeah.
It's just like oh, so and so worked on the 36th season of a sketch show. Holy shit! I mean, it's its own thing.
It's more like a sport. Like there aren't seasons of sports.
It's a dynasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an institution.
It's
Dan.
fun. It's for the kids. It's good. Everybody loves it when they're 10 years old, and then when they turn 17, they're like, "This sucks now."
I wonder if
I'm still trying to get back on the show, so if we could move the conversation.
Well, let's do your audition. What are your characters? Do it. We've got the right kind of crowd tonight. By the way,
I can tell they're hot.
They're ready to produce
Comedy
SNL.
Here's a guy. I just did this impression of a guy who got fired from SNL 5 years ago and can't stop talking about it.
All right, that's one. What's
Great. That's good. That was solid.
Don't you have a guy named Hammerhead?
Yeah, of course I got a guy named. I was going to say.
Yeah, because you're a
Hammerhead,
trained
yeah.
improviser. So.
And Hammerhead's like, oh, I'm gonna nail you.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Someone told me you do an incredible Viola Davis.
Of course, and that, of course, is, as we all know, the woman who is half violin.
That's right. That's right.
I thought that people would be more enamored with my lack of knowing who Viola Davis is, at least currently.
I thought it was one of your better pieces.
Thank you. No, I don't. I don't know who that is.
Yeah. All right, let's go in. We're going to go round.
Wait, should I know who that is?
No.
Wait, who is she? Maybe I do. I'm bad with names.
He's a guest. Make him feel good. No.
My first time. I'm
you don't have
nervous.
to know.
I had vodka.
You don't have to
You
know.
forgot who Viola Davis is. It's fine.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks, Spencer.
I don't know
Harmon.
either.
She's a famous dungeon master.
Whoa.
Now
I feel bad.
it's time for our lightning round. We're going to go round robin with the guests and talk about their experience with breast cancer.
Great.
We'll start with
Okay.
Heather Ann.
Thank you.
But you recently like it was just fucking like it hit you like a truck. I don't want to be crass about.
I didn't see it
Yeah.
coming for sure. And when
Well, we'll let Nick go first, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Let Nick go first.
No, when Heather was diagnosed, I wasn't ready for it.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
That's how I felt, honestly. I felt more affected by it. But like when we talked about, you talked about the fucking brevity of it from start to finish.
Yeah, so I went in for my OBG was like, hey, you should get a mammogram at some point for like a baseline, and I was like, okay, sure. And I went in for my first mammogram, and they were like, oh God.
This doesn't usually happen on the first one.
Yeah, the serious doctor came in, and like that's what every time I go to the doctor, I'm like, oh, I'm dying, for sure. I'm dying at the dentist. And so they were like, well, so all of these things, these are calcium, and usually that forms around a tumor.
Heather, did you work on SNL at all?
I did.
Okay,
I did.
Yeah, okay, that
I
makes
did.
sense. Here
I
we
did
go.
work on SNL. It was as exciting. But yeah, so they were like, you have stage 3 breast cancer, and I was like,
Stage 3. There's only 4.
yeah, there's only 4.
4 is politely sorry, but like
It's over.
a death sentence.
Yeah. I mean, not over. Like, if you have
if you're
it,
stage 4 and you're listening,
you're gonna make it. If you have stage 4, there you still can completely pull out of it.
It's kind of like a video game.
Yeah. I was playing on difficult but not hard. I was not playing on casual or normal.
But you went in for this thing, and they're like, it's stage 3.
Yeah.
It was like there's. It was a matter of the minutes until stage 4, and there's a big difference between stages.
Yes. So I went in let's see. I went in on a Thursday, and by Thursday of the next week, I was seeing a surgeon, and then
Seeing them, like them prepping you.
Yeah,
going
like them walking me
whoa.
through all the stuff, and they were like, oh, we would recommend a double mastectomy, and I was like, okay, great, and they were like, you don't want to consult, and I was like, no, fuck it, let's go, fucking cut them off. So then they did, and then so less than a month from mammogram to surgery, and I had a double mastectomy, and that was that. And I didn't tell anybody ahead of time. Like I didn't post on Instagram or anything.
No, you did not. Yeah.
Because I really didn't want anyone to worry, and I also didn't want to be identified as as the person who had
Glad
cancer.
I can help.
Thank you.
But that was so baller.
Yeah, and then I had it done, and the only truly scary thing, there were 2 scary moments. One was I came out of surgery and I didn't feel well, and they're like, of course you don't feel well. And I was like, no, I really don't feel well. And they have like drains that go into your rib cage to drain like all the fluid from what is a hugely traumatic injury to your body. And it's because you didn't do chemo. No, they just have for the first week, 2 weeks, 1 week after you have
the
lines.
surgery is an injury, and your body is like building up these fluids. Going like, I've been traumatized. Okay.
Yes. So you have these drains that are hanging out of you, and one of them was filling up with like really dark red liquid, like darker than blood. And I was like, that can't be right. And they're like, no, it's fine. And I was like, well, can we talk to my surgeon? And they're like, no, it's fine. And then like an hour and a half later, I was like, I really don't feel well. Can we please just, for my own mental like well-being, get my surgeon back in? And she can be like, that's fine. And she came in and went, oh no. And was like, we have to bring you back in immediately. We have to bring you back. You're bleeding internally. And so I had to go under again, and that was scary. Like that's when my dad cried and stuff. Like that was rough for everyone. My girlfriend fainted. That was scary because they were like, you're not supposed to go under twice in a day, and if you're bleeding internally, it's much worse than cutting off your boobs. So that was scary, and then I think that was it. After that, I was fine.
And the whole thing, spans though. When you described it to me, you're like January, blah blah blah. I got the thing, and it was like, and then the number of days was like from start to finish.
Yeah, January 27th to February 18th was the entirety of my cancer journey.
That means before you're like zippity doo dah, time to have a formal play date with a mammogram, like just to do my due diligence.
Yep.
And then boom, worst news ever.
Yeah.
Except if we had caught it a little later, and then like just this like you had this whole spiritual experience that. Barely anybody listening is gonna have, which is like until later.
Well,
which is like holy shit. This might be it.
Yeah.
And then you come out to the other side. And one thing that you said to me was like,
well, so a couple of women reached out and they were like, you're gonna be a different person on the other side of this journey, and it's gonna be really great to meet that person. And so there was a part of me that was like, oh, this trauma is gonna make me realize something. And I got to the other side of it, and there was nothing.
All right.
I was the same person. And I was like, what? No, okay. I'm going to feel on a daily basis, I'm going to have more gratitude or more like fear. And there was nothing. It was the same miserable person on the other side, just like, well, fucking get back to work.
So they didn't get all the cancer.
No, I am the cancer.
You are the cancer. They removed you were the cancer. The breasts feel great.
Yeah.
They're somewhere.
Yeah. They're free.
Would you call yourself an atheist? Would you let yourself?
Yes.
Okay. So what was your relationship with oblivion? So but the important thing is it didn't change, right? Your relationship was like, whatever, and then you were kind of surprised to find out on the other side of this it hadn't changed.
So here's two things that happened during the thing, which is my therapist said you should pray, and I was like, haha. And she's like, no, even if you don't. So there are scientific studies that show that prayer works as a healing. Prayer makes you heal. And I was like, yeah, but I'm pretty sure you have to believe
right.
in
it's
prayer.
It's not the actual thing.
And she's like, no, you can believe in the study. So pray to the study.
I actually think that's a smart therapist.
And I was oh. And she's like, if you know scientifically it works, then you're praying to the results. And so for like that month, I prayed to the study. Like I was like.
And you did do it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Every night. I was like, please study.
Please, Harvard Journal of Medicine.
Yeah, she was like, whatever it is that you want to put as the thing you're praying to.
Dear Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Please keep Spider-Manning me through this.
So I prayed to that thing. I prayed to like the idea of prayer as a self. Is that the right word? Self?
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you.
We get a letter a week later. I was like, it would have been nice if you had all accepted my sentence.
The other thing was that I got really sad about music. Was I guess something that changed because a song that would come on that I really loved, and I was like, man, there's a possibility I'm not going to hear this song more than like 5 more times.
Oh God!
And that bummed me out. Like of all everything else was okay. Like I was too stressed out to eat, and so I wasn't like manifesting as like, oh, I should eat my last meal. Although that did occur to me, but then I was like, well, what? I don't know,
but you're telling me that having experienced those things, those moments, like that didn't. I mean, I don't want to say that didn't change you. I'm saying like, but it's like you didn't. I don't mean my question to be like, what are you, some kind of freak? I mean, you're my hero, because like when you told me that, I'm like, oh God, because that's my biggest fear. Is like
dying?
The not feeling shit.
Oh.
The stuff where you go like, oh, is there something like I'm not like this other person, this fairy tale story about when I get this and then I overcome that and then I'm supposed to feel this, and you go like, oh, that's not me. That's not how I'm feeling.
Well, maybe it could be that for you're already living in a way where the thing that most people transform into, you've already actualized. And that's sort of what I was.
I'm like a person that's already
dead. You've already died. You've already experienced like the full death
because of my diet.
Yeah. So you're already there.
Other things too.
I've seen
people you've
eat.
hurt.
I mean, that's kind of how, when I talk to people about it, like my therapist, I was like, I was looking forward to this thing and it didn't happen. And she was like, well, you talked a lot about death before you got this diagnosis. I feel like you lived with it as a presence in your life. Like you talk about like, well, I got to go on this vacation that is a little bit more expensive than I want to because what if I die next week and then I won't have done it? So, and it was sort of, I had a watch for a while called Ticker, which I got off Kickstarter, and you went online and you filled in all of this stuff about your life and all of your habits and your heart rate and everything.
I have seen this.
And then it counts down from your expected death date.
Whoa.
And I had that watch until it ran out of batteries.
It couldn't count that.
Right.
Does the watch say you fill in, I've been diagnosed with?
Well, you could if I went back and filled it out now, you could add a cancer diagnosis to it, and it would probably take off
isn't that
20 years.
convenient?
But yeah, so I wore that watch a lot, and I would be like, well, that's going to happen sometime, hopefully in 60 years or whatever, and so I should go eat shrimp.
Rutherford, what are your what's your relationship with death?
I can't follow that, man.
You don't have to follow it. Just open for her next thing. Go lateral.
Pressure
Be
off.
like, here's an impression of Nixon getting fucked in the boo-boo.
Mix your way out of that shit, DJ.
I was at my parents' house this weekend.
Are you afraid to die?
God damn.
I don't
Dan
think
has a
I
gun.
can die. That's the problem.
Oh, you can and you will.
Oh Jesus! This is the worst podcast for the guests and for me.
You think
I am being attacked on all
you're not
fronts.
Gonna die. You think
I thought I'd come up here and do voices,
Right.
or be like meow, and you'd be like, that sounds like a funny cat. And now I'm thinking about things, and the audience isn't laughing a lot, and.
Yeah.
No, the
what
audience-
about you, Nick? What have you struggled with? And I'm like, I was with my parents for a weekend.
The audience is thoughtful tonight. They've been that way since the beginning. It was a little jarring at the top of the show, but they're thoughtful, they're listening, they're sincere, they're here for the long haul, and they'd like to know if you're afraid of death. They don't want your what my ex-girlfriend would call what did she call it? Deflection.
Yeah.
They don't want your deflections.
We hate that.
Was that God? Oh, that's Spence. All right.
Same thing.
No, I don't know if I don't.
You don't know if you're gonna die.
Whoa.
I don't know if I'm gonna die.
That's confident.
You're gonna.
I don't think about it. That's how I deal with death. I
That's
don't
great.
think about
That's-
it. I do whatever
yeah.
I want to do when I want to do it. As long as it's not hurting somebody, then I do that. And if I find I've hurt somebody, I try to my best to kill them so they can't tell anybody.
Do you worry about anything happening after you dying?
I think now I'm getting real, guys. Buckle in.
Oh, shit.
I think that there's you just become like a little thing of energy, and it poops into a flower somewhere, and maybe you're not aware of that, but you're still that flower, or you're a worm on another planet or something. I don't know.
Okay. All right.
So that's comforting to me.
Yeah.
And
Just a worm or a flower.
I'll be happy with either of those. But I don't have to worry about that because I'm immune to death, baby.
Oh, God. Well,
Yeah.
Well, I don't think about it either. That's my solution.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't imagine it.
Nobody wants to.
I get so mad at my fiance, Cody, her dog is dying. All dogs are dying.
True.
We're all dying.
If you have a dog right now, you have subscribed to death.
All dogs are dying was the prequel to All Dogs Are Going to Heaven.
And so Cody's subscription is running out, and I got mad at Cody today because Cody was upset because the dog like disappeared in the yard, and she was like, Barbara, where are you? And then I can't handle Cody handling a dog's death. And I keep thinking to myself, like, Harmon, you got to get your shit together. You have chosen a woman you're going to spend the rest of your life with. That means probably you, maybe her, shouldn't matter. One of you is going to watch the other person get sick.
Or wander out into the yard.
If that can't be the definition of the lowest fucking bar of my ability to adjust when she's like, where's Barbara? I'm like, don't talk to me like that. You need to check the whole yard before you go into hysterics. This is like election night. I told you Hillary was going to win. You didn't believe. I get upset when she's upset. And so like this, like living with a partner. Were you with a partner when you?
Yes. It was really hard. I'm dating this girl, Mary, and she was
Mary.
Mary.
Is she here?
She's not here. She's working.
She doesn't listen to this show.
She
might.
She's a big fan.
Might.
She was waiting for me when I was getting the mammogram, and I was like, oh God, I've got to be the doctor now. And like going in and be like, I got low, and I was like, so okay.
Oh my God.
This isn't easy news to say. And that was hard. But yeah, so she was incredible. Because there were times where they would, like, the doctors would be rattling off shit, and I'd be like, I don't care. Just tell me when the appointment is. I don't need to know any of the options or any of that. And she wrote it all down in a journal. And now I have this like journal of like everything said to me during the whole thing. She was phenomenal. She was unbelievable. I don't think I could have done it as well without her.
And this is is it okay to talk a little bit about this? This is the partner that we talked about. Like that's that relationship, right? The one that you're still in?
Yes, I assume.
Well, she's
You assume you're still in a relationship, or?
No, I think we
I just
talked
wanted to
about
make
it.
sure.
Okay. Not here.
But she's Christian.
Yes,
She's like, and not just Christian, like secular Christian. Like she thinks Jesus is coming back for reals.
That's not what all Christians believe.
I'm weighing.
Or maybe not. Well, maybe not.
Kind
like
of a generalization.
Are you Christian?
I'm half Catholic, half Baptist.
What does that?
There's a punchline coming.
No.
That means my mama told my daddy put the rowboat in the attic.
My great grandfather and my grandfather were Baptist ministers, and my mother was this close to being a nun, Catholic, and I went to Catholic high school.
Okay. So are you a believer?
I am.
Oh, okay, great.
Because I grew up in a neighborhood, a city that was very Jewish, and I watched people observe every Saturday, and then I observed from like 6 o'clock in the morning until maybe 4 o'clock, because I had to actually feed people after church.
So you think Heather's going to hell?
No.
Because, Baptists are cooler about that.
I mean, no, it's weight training, and then you decide what you want to do with it.
Shoo! I love gay people. Shoo! Come on. I'm spotting you, bro. I'm spotting you.
Faith is it's sort of like weed, where like people introduce it to you, and then you can pick the strain that you like and how it affects your body and how much you really want to smoke all day. You don't have to smoke all day. You can smoke at parties. It's
Methodist
like
makes
that.
me sleepy.
Yeah.
Baptist gives me paranoia.
Sure.
Unitarian, I don't even think
Gives me a headache, but I love
that's the CBD. It's
Right.
like, does this have THC in it or not? I think that's real. I mean, that to me, not that my opinion fucking matters, but that is the actual way to be Christian. In which I would actually then like start to merge with that freeway when it's like the Joseph Campbell thing, where it's like, I don't truck with like what the hierarchy is telling me, the alderman of my church, or it doesn't go up to any kind of thing. So
no, it's like politics, where like some of the shit is amazing, the good that gets done, and then it's not. Some of the shit's garbage, actual just straight up corruption and garbage. Like I go to church now, and the church that I go to was able to get to Haiti before any other relief organization, because there were doctors in the church, and there were pilots in the church, and they were able to commandeer X-ray machines and planes and get on the ground first. And I try to do charity, but sometimes if you really want to do charity, you have to join a church because they've got this incredible infrastructure. So like if you're trying to save people from New Orleans when the floods happened, like the first places that were on the ground and that were able to get supplies out were churches. So it sort of comes in handy. And there's that prayer thing that
and
works.
Heather, your partner is like she's also a playwright, which already Christian playwright I'm like
she's a playwright and she's a showrunner now. She's got a show on Hulu.
Nice.
She's fucking doing it.
What's the name? Can you tell us the name?
The name has not been announced.
Okay.
But yeah, she's about to move to New York and film it, and I'm gonna miss her.
Whoa.
It's awesome.
But
My girlfriend survived breast cancer, and look at me on Hulu. That's the name of the show. You told me backstage.
that's not.
Do we edit?
We can't
the
tell people
The
that.
podcast get
She's a
edited.
gold
I need
digger.
to know.
This is live to air.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I
You
still,
look so. Are you really angry about the breast cancer thing? You look so. Angry.
I'm pissed about it. Nobody takes my Heather away from me.
No, he's doing a thing. It's like you guys are double guests, and it's not fair. I told him we're ending the show, and at the time I thought we were ending the show end of September, and I was like, come on the show, everybody get on the show, hurry up, Jesus Christ, we're ending it.
And now you're.
Now I'm ending it in December. And I love you guys both, but yeah, no. Nick is sitting in the less favorable seat, and he's playing it up like a gentleman, like he's kind of going like, well, I don't have anything, I can't like butt in with my story about Burt Reynolds.
Anything wrong with your dick?
Whoa.
No, there's nothing right. Dick is perfect. Fucking tits are awesome. They're firm and great. I don't know what I can't relate to this conversation.
Okay.
That's
Well,
the
I just
whole
wanted
problem.
to, yeah, and I'm fine with that. I like. Also, Nick's working on Rick and Morty, and he's like a wonderful, like super fucking cool guy. But I also
has his own show right now on Adult Swim.
while we're drilled down in this
Yeah.
moment, though, when you're going through this fucking matrix where the bullet is going by you, you have a Christian playwright girlfriend.
Yes.
And I want to they finish up this thing of this is a 2-month story. She's there with you. She was there. She was like, oh, I'm gonna go get my first mammogram. Ha ha ha. Like and then you're coming out into the waiting room and going, well, that went about as bad as it can go.
Yeah.
And then she's in a relationship. Go from there.
One of the. This is.
Don't, by the way.
No,
I'm not pulling. Jesus.
I'm thinking about what a nightmare it would be if she's like in New York and she's like, "Oh, I want to listen. I miss."
Well, I want to.
And then it's just like an hour of me being like, "So what Mary said was."
Well, let me refine it. What I want to hear about your relationship with her faith. Does that make sense? Because that's what I said. You're an atheist. You're having this specific experience with oblivion, but you happen to be life partners at the time with this person who has this other faith, which can take all forms. And then that's the thing that I'm interested in when you're like facing this thing and like the other person has a completely different like theoretical opinion about trajectory.
I used to be the kind of atheist who was angry at, because I grew up very Christian, and then I read the Bible, and then I was no longer Christian. And
It's the origin story that's the genesis of atheism.
Yeah. My experience, so I know a ton about Christianity, and specifically, I was raised Lutheran, and they're very dogmatic, and so I knew a lot of like the dogma, like the crunch of religion, and then
Lutheranism is the Linux of Christianity. It's
singing church.
You shouldn't have to touch a mouse. Catholics would use a mouse.
Yep.
This is command line.
Kneelers are good. Like the kneelers are good, but the mouse we don't. But so when I first came out of it, I was very angry at Christians because I was like, how have you not done your homework? Like, just do your fucking homework and you'll see that this is all ridiculous. And then I realized saying this is a form of arrogance and narcissism.
Love it.
But I realized that it was narcissistic and arrogant to tell other people that I knew more about what they had experienced in life than they had.
Love it.
And from that elevated position,
Love it.
decided that if I was to truly be a nihilist, when it came to the afterlife and our experience of the present, then there was no difference between being Christian and being an atheist.
Love it. Yes, Queen.
So then I was like, this is great. She's Christian. That's great.
Right.
You know.
That's Campbell.
Yeah.
He's just like, all right, fuck it.
Yeah.
May as well.
Yeah.
No wrong answers.
Right. Right. Because it doesn't matter. Anyway. So yeah, that's how I felt about it. Is that?
Do you go to church with her?
I have gone to church with her. I went to the church for the first time in more than 20 years.
How was it?
I found it really charming.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, I expected to be deeply uncomfortable and have like a lot of social anxiety in that space. And instead I was like, this is kind of a great like a meditation camp. Like everybody's like standing and sitting at the same time. And
Big church?
we went to the one on Highland, behind Hollywood and Highland.
Mosaic?
Yeah.
Is that Hollywood Showrunner Church?
I don't know, man. That's where
It's Hollywood Showrunner Church.
It's where you have a lot of guilt for how good you've got it.
Dan,
very specific.
he does sermons there a lot.
Oh yeah,
actually.
me and Vince Gilligan like give each other communion. And then we put our heads up each other's asses and pull it out. Yeah.
Stephen Conrad.
We do an
reads
interview
gospel.
with The Rap.
But at the end of it, I was like, if you want to do this, I would totally do it again.
Yeah.
Because she really, really, really likes it.
What denomination was that? Is she Methodist?
Yeah, she's Methodist. Yeah. So
Hey, guys.
did you fall?
I adjusted furniture. I thought it was a good time.
Right. Yeah. You gotta sneak it in.
Yeah, her everybody she knew was praying for me, and they would like text me that they were praying for me, and all her friends are very Christian, and I have no Christian friends, so it's like they would be like, we're praying for you, and then I talked to my therapist about it, and she was like, well, that's not good, because if you think, so there's another study where if other people are praying for you, you're more likely to die.
Whoa.
What are these studies?
Whether you know it or not.
That's backwards math. Everyone prays for clearly dying people more.
Right.
That's a backwards.
But they've done like a blind study, and like if nobody's praying for you, and then you're more likely to live. And even if you don't know the person and they don't know you're praying for them, you're more likely to die.
No,
yes.
wait, come on. What is this?
It's quantum entanglement or some bullshit. Like who knows?
No, that means that God only cares about you, and if other people care about you, then you die. But if you only care about you, then you live.
I believe in that God.
There's a religion. Yeah,
He's a jealous God. He's like, I don't want Dan Harmon hedging in on my game. I feel my heart stopping while I say that. Is that a Lutheran thing? Like, do you feel blasphemous when you do bits about anything that's like in that area?
Not anymore. No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, when I first
I
was
feel like shortness of breath.
Oh yeah, when I first did it, I was like, when I first, even in myself, in my head, secretly, quietly was like, I don't believe in God. I was sure I was going to die immediately. And then nothing happened for years.
Lutheranism is the deep fry of Christianity, of Protestant Christianity. It basically was like, you don't even have to go to church. Your family just has to be fucking repressed. Like, they have to just have infused into them the idea that Jesus Christ is Freddy Krueger and he will get you.
Yeah.
He's gonna get you.
Yeah.
Like, you've done it wrong, and it's like fuck Catholics, but fuck you. That's my personal testimony, and according to today's politics, I get to say it because I'm technically Lutheran. It's a bag of shit. It started with a good idea. Hey, this Bible should be in German. Now look at it.
You know what
Rhubarb pie.
Rhubarb.
What?
It's Garrison Keillor.
It's true.
Wait, what?
Isn't everybody in Lake Wobegon? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's move on.
Nick, were you raised religious?
Nick,
Me?
Yeah.
don't fuck this up.
I don't want to. I don't want to hear what Heather has to say.
No, don't.
I was raised Catholic, okay?
Oh.
Mi abuela es de la Ciudad de México. Sí.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
I know. Who said oh?
That was me.
Yeah.
That was me. You think that this audience is going to make an audible sound?
No, they haven't yet.
And did you, when did you stop going to church?
As soon as I got confirmed.
Nice. Is
I
it
got
13?
My grandma was really,
See a
really
sucker.
Catholic. Really Catholic.
Yeah.
Well, and so we would go on like major holidays and stuff, but it was just seemed like a big ritual, and it just seemed like a big.
Okay, wait. Hey,
everybody
Catholic. What are they confirming? What is being confirmed?
Being confirmed means that Jesus likes you.
Come on.
I don't know.
What,
I did it in like a weekend.
Confirmed. You don't know what was
I
confirmed?
truly did like a latecomer Catholic course where like it was like they
I can't get a
jammed it in.
straight answer about this.
this
I'm
is-
46 years old. Every Catholic,
So
I
if
go like,
you're
what was confirmed?
You either
and they're
go
like,
to Catholic school-
that I'm Catholic.
You have to go through. So everybody's got like a 12.
The Baptist is.
Here
gonna
we
tell
go.
us.
Baptist telling everybody what to do. This is why the Catholics don't like Baptists.
Your body is filth.
I thought
God
This is
must
the
wash
reason.
you.
I
No,
thought that
everybody's got to write a passage at about 12, 13, even Jews.
Sure.
So
I mean, yeah,
confirmed.
but why is it? That's what I'm saying.
So
like,
I think
everyone also has a spring equinox. How come?
It's a reinforcement that you're sort of involved in the church and you're able to do things in the church. It's sort of like saying,
It's like, well, it's
well, you
like
can be an altar boy.
do
really-
things.
You can be an
no,
altar boy.
it's like when Evite sends you an email and says, "Are you coming?"
Yeah.
And then you had to click the link again because the guests are like
Confirmation.
freaking out. They want to know.
Right.
I think it's that when you're baptized, you're too young to know what you are accepting, and confirmation is a confirmation of the things that you accepted in your soul when you,
You
were
consent.
baptized.
You consent.
Except that
Oh,
Baptists
look at me.
don't
I've
get
been close to
confirmed.
death. Now I
It's
know
a
all the
spiritual age of
answers.
consent.
It's
No.
a little bit of a mix because if you're Baptist, you get dunked all. This is bullshit, but you get dunked all the way down, and then you're.
Well, they're
Christian.
Baptists. If they don't fucking stuff that shit, they're gonna lose
But
to
then
the
if you get
to the Knicks.
confirmed, you're christened. Just a little difference.
Wait,
You're
Okay.
confirmed, then you're christened.
First you get
okay.
christened, then you get
they dribble a
confirmed.
little water on you.
Yeah.
Maybe. I
Alright.
feel like I remember some water getting dribbled on me,
Yeah.
but I'm Lutheran.
Yeah, no, that would be confirmation. Lutherans
be-
No,
have
you get
confirmation.
baptized.
I was a little
Yeah, you can
baby,
get baptized as a little
itty-bitty
baby.
fella.
You remember getting baptized as a baby?
I told
shit.
that, but it
you
but
are the Messiah.
You
I remember going to church with
I'm
my
a
grandma,
harmonist.
and there was some thing, and they were like, "Come up now for the cracker or the wine," and then like
then you were a baby crawled up.
that
and
was like
said,
I was
"Spray
like
me."
6 or something, and I went up and did the thing, and then like it was a big to do. When I came back to the seat, everyone was like, "I can't believe you did that! Oh my god!" I'm
Did
like,
you
"What are you
float?
talking about?" They're like, he ate the cracker and he
Communion?
drank the wine." Like the whole family talked about it the rest of the day. I was like, "What did I do? I did something wrong, and now everyone's happy." I like went up and I did 2 things or something.
As a baby? As a baby?
Well, it wasn't a baby. No, I wasn't a baby. This isn't my baptism story. This is like me going.
But you remember the baptism as well.
No, I don't remember a baptism.
Are you
I
just
remember having some
remembering a
water trickle in my
experience?
head. It's a different. Sorry, like. Let's talk about Mario Brothers. I want to get this straight. I have a memory of some water being trickled on my head.
Okay.
I don't know what that was.
It could be really anything.
Yeah.
Leaky roof.
That could be $50 in Reno.
Yeah, we might not be talking about religion anymore. Were you smoking a cigarette outside in an alleyway?
Without telling you, I was running through all of my memories of being in a church ever.
Yeah.
And so then the second one was that and then I was running into that. And you guys were picturing a baby. But no, the second memory was there was something about communion and like a thing with the wine or something.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
No.
It matters a lot to some people.
Yeah.
Well,
Brandon.
especially God.
Oh, I don't give a fuck about them monkey ass rituals.
Who has the shortest weddings? Greek Orthodox is the longest. Who's the shortest wedding?
I have
out
no
of all
idea.
the Christian religions.
I imagine that like poor people. Because they're like,
or pregnant people.
Yeah, they're like, you will not be getting a meal after we say I do, so I do, good night.
You ever go to a Greek Orthodox wedding? Those people don't give a fuck
About what?
about whether you leave there with a favorable opinion about their, I should be Greek. Nope, you're not going to think that. You're going to be like, I got better things to do. That is a 2-hour wedding.
I don't think is that like Jesse from Full House? He's the
Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah. He's great.
Did he have a wedding with...
Greek Orthodox will put your ass on the ground.
I don't know any Greek Orthodox people.
Dude, there's a...
You do, Bill Cott.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bill Cott's Greek Orthodox.
There's a part in the Greek Orthodox wedding where the
I thought you just
bride
cut
and
yourself
groom
up from saying...
stare at a statue for 3 minutes.
Wait, what?
What?
Yeah.
You just
That
stared
sounds
at
so
what's
cool.
the statue?
The bride and groom are
Olmec
now
from
going to
Legends of the Hidden
contemplate the
Temple.
Virgin Mary or whatever.
Oh.
And they just look at it.
I said it was Olmec from Legends of the Hidden Temple. It would be a good statue to stare at.
The silver snakes, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look. We got a lot of time to fill. Let's
Let's make it up.
Like a Greek Orthodox wedding. Oh.
It is.
We
it's
don't
the
edit
same
this
way.
at all?
Is there an SNL
Nick-
character in Greek Orthodox?
Greek Orthodox.
Greek Orthodox?
Nick, will you please tell us about your new show on Adult Swim?
Whoa.
Oh, Brandon, thank you so much.
Yeah,
It's
super
called
exciting.
Rick and Morty, and it's kind of a... no, I think what you're talking about is Dream Corp LLC.
Yes!
Whoa.
Hey!
the fuck? What are you, moonlighting?
Oh, boy.
He's moonlighting on
Sometimes we
working
let the
in
guests
between
talk about what they do.
I don't let anyone work on anything else.
You're about to get fired again.
And it just got canceled. So
Did it really just get canceled?
So check it out on Hulu, because that's the only place it
Hilarious.
exists now. So
How much fun was that show? Was it fun at all, or was it hard?
it was super fun. It was the best job I ever had, and
Because you wrote on it as well.
I wrote on it. It's a really good. I feel like when I listen to podcasts and people talk about their shows, I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Get to this stuff. So I just want to say, check out.
Yeah, but what other stuff? There's no other stuff on this show.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about the length of weddings,
Yeah, exactly. It's just
and they want to know which is the longest.
What was this old troop of yours? You were in the whitest guys you know. What was your thing? The windowsills? What was the?
That is so insulting.
It was called Good Neighbor. That was his improv troupe.
You knew that, and you.
I know.
And you
Yeah,
said
it's a
whitest
joke.
guys you
I'm trying
know?
to be fun.
I know those guys. Now
I'm
I've
your
insulted
fun
them
boss.
too.
I'm your fun boss.
You're my fun boss. Yeah, check out
Say
Good
I'm
Neighbor.
fun or you're fired.
Anyway, yeah. So Dream Corp was my second favorite show to work on.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Third. First being Rick and Morty, then SNL, then Dream Corp.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, right.
You work with Rob Schraub. How's that?
Rob Schraub is wonderful. We all know Rob Schraub.
Yeah.
Very
Shout
sick.
Out. Shout out to Rob Schraub.
Yeah.
What a pleasure he is.
Such a
It's good
pleasure.
to have. It's good to have him in the Rick and Morty writers' room, isn't it?
I love it.
That's
I
nice.
love it. And we hate each other, and it's great.
That's nice. That's nice that I walk into the writer's room and then it's just 20 minutes of me and Schraub yelling at each other. And everyone's like, what's happening?
Yeah, it's a lot of that, but it's when you're not there, which is most of the time, it's Rob and me yelling at each other, so that's okay.
No,
too.
you guys are getting along. I think that's
no,
cool.
we get along great. No, I love Rob, but
Yeah,
you know.
like have fun with that friendship.
Thanks. I'm glad you're giving us the space to do that.
Well, yeah, good luck. Take it around the block. Tell me what you think. Give it 20 years.
No, I love Rob.
It's going to take you places.
Yeah, I love
Heather,
Rob.
have you ever been friends with Rob Schraub? He's like the lion
Do you know how to
scooter
fix a Rob Schraub's fuel injector?
Yeah, one time I started Rob Schraub, and there's gasoline all over the place.
That really is Rob.
That's Brandon's impression of starting Rob Schraub as a car.
Yeah.
He's going to kill me. That's the full impression.
I don't think I had anything. There seems to be an inordinate amount of spiders at my house, but
Whoa.
we don't care about that. I mean,
Is
new
that
house?
a topic that you have
that
on
a
your?
well, I
Was
don't
that a
even
transition?
think
Did you?
I apologize.
Did you pull
That's an
out
alarm
notes
he
and we're
has
just
set.
like spiders?
I have one thing is coiling cable. That's it. Like that's the only thing I have anywhere. I have one thing about you, which is that you were the featured singer in Improv Everywhere's food court musical.
Oh boy.
So I want to hear about that, I guess, because I saw that on Wikipedia and I was like, oh, I remember Improv Anywhere.
Could we
and, like,
play it?
Fucking no.
No, we
No.
don't have it.
No. There was a pilot for NBC for Improv Everywhere. And
Oh, that's what this is.
yeah, and I was in a bit, and for whoever it is that the choices made on my Wikipedia of what to highlight, it baffles me. Like, there's like a web series I did in like 2007 that's got like prime placement. Yeah, so we went down to a mall here. I don't even know the name of the mall. It was not the Grove or the Americana, or it was like
Then who cares?
a mall. And I had to work as a hot dog on a stick girl for the entirety of the day, and the manager came from central management and taught me how to do the job. And I had an earwig in, and at some point during the day, the earwig would go beep, 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 and that was the tone. The sound of that was go, and the note of the beeping was my key.
Whoa.
And-
They're just going to decide that.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
it's
it was-
D sharp this time.
So it's just like beep, beep, beep. And then I had to start singing to whoever I was serving. And then I would leap over the counter, and eventually the entire food court would turn into a full musical for half of the people there. You know, one of those pranks without any beep. Nobody was being pranked except
Right.
the people doing it.
Which I would prefer to
Yeah.
the actual, like, let's watch what this guy does when he thinks he's not being recorded on camera and
Yeah.
someone tells him that there's shit on his car.
Yeah. Or like the people get into the elevator and the elevator floor drops out. Like, it's like, that's a nightmare. That's
Wait, I
awful.
want to go back to Dan's prank.
Yeah.
So they just go up to a guy and say, "There's shit on your car."
I don't like prank shows. I don't like that it's like you have a bunch of cameras on a person that doesn't know they're on camera and they're the mark. I like the least you could do is elevate that person.
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear more about this show though. I've already talked about my feelings about prank shows.
That was it. That was like, so I sang a song.
But
and
how
it
many
was-
takes?
We did 2 because you had to wait until the
Whoa.
mall cleared.
Holy shit!
So-
Because I imagine so everyone shopping in the mall.
Yeah.
Here's this event happening.
Yeah, and would come and they'd be like, "What the fuck is happening?" And there were people
And there
dancing.
can't be
and
ropes. Like
Yeah.
no one
Not
no one
me,
can
man.
control anything.
I saw y'all do that the first time, Improv Everywhere.
It's a trick.
She gonna start singing to everybody.
I'll take a Diet Coke and sing to me.
Right. That dude. You had to, how
so you
did they
did
get
2 of
everybody
them.
out?
It was hours. That's why I had to know how to do the job because I
Did you
worked.
make the lemonade?
Yeah, I
you
fucking
smashing the lemons
Yeah,
down?
I did the whole job for hours.
I always wanted to work at Hot Dog on the Stick.
Why?
The hats.
It's off. It was
They're so
really,
tall.
There is something like really Dennis Hopper 70s like conceptual movie about that. That there were definitely, not even arguably, but definitely more people on the payroll than there were civilians.
Yes.
The prank show was allowing them, like Improv Everywhere started with the idea of like, oh, well, we'll set up on the street corner and there'll
Flash
be normal
mobs.
people that,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then like, oh, we're doing it for NBC, and then they're like, okay, well, everyone involved has to sign an NDA and a waiver, and then it's like there's
and get a job
there's
somewhere
8
else.
people, yeah, like you're churning butter and
Yeah.
like packing, you're doing actual work, and
Yeah.
you're waiting for. That's amazing to me. It's funny.
Well, if you like the Improv Everywhere stuff started like it was like that Grand Central Station stuff where they would like all freeze at the same time.
The fucking pressure, though. What was your song? Wait, was the song written?
Yeah, the song was written. And it was a cappella for the first like 2-3 measures or
So
something.
you must remember
But the
it.
important thing to the show, was that the customer was a genuine person.
Yeah, and we did it.
So if they started screaming the N-word at you, like if they were like, I'll take a Diet Coke, and you're like, I have a feeling, and they're like, N-word, 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 because they're from 4chan, and they're like, let's culture jam. Like, and then it was just like, all right, the day is shot.
Well, we would have reset and waited because there were 3 attempts, but only 2 takes. And one of the attempts, the woman was on her cell phone when she ordered, and her hand just started shaking, and she wouldn't look up from her phone
Because she knew.
because she thought she was going. I think she thought she was going crazy.
Jesus Christ, you could have driven someone insane.
Like she just
Holy shit.
stared at her phone.
Oh my
As
God.
I'm like singing right here with a big smile.
The subtle feeling that everyone is watching you
Yeah.
is absolutely symptomatic of like fucking,
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Oh my God,
So-
you could have driven someone to snap.
So we didn't use that. We bailed. Like I don't know.
You didn't
like,
use that snuff film.
Yeah.
You moved on.
But if shit had gone wrong, are you telling me you guys didn't get a safety? That was a PA going up and going, I'll have a hot dog. Oh, what's happening?
No, I've been
Just while you're there.
I've been on other prank shows where we have, or I wrote for a kids show where they used a couple plants.
Name it.
It's
It's cancel culture.
Yeah, that's a
the
great name
show.
for
Cancel
a kids
culture.
show.
No, cancel this show. Super sloppy double dare. You're finished.
What,
Damn,
huh?
that's
Oh no,
cold.
no. What's the thing?
Oh,
that
it was
you were
called
on that-
Incredible Crew, and they
Done.
It's over. It
No, but redone.
And there were a couple plants because there were a couple times where they couldn't get a reaction out of a regular person. But
To what? What kind of reactions were they?
well, it was a kid show. I mean, like
So it was like, I'm picking your nose while making your smoothie.
I
mean,
got your
essentially,
nose.
Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
it was a little more elevated than that, but yes.
I'm picking my butt while making your smoothie.
Well, there was like a bit where like there was a girl with a dog and a cat in a carrier,
I thought you were saying, and there was a dog and a cat carrier.
yeah.
Whoa.
Which
Surprise.
would be fucking nuts. It's not built for them.
Boy, had a boy.
But the carrier was like going crazy, and like people didn't care. Like they were just like, yeah, like who cares about that person's dog? So you had to have somebody go up and be like, oh no, which would cue other people to be like, huh?
I've
But-
talked about this way too much, but my favorite prank show, the only one that ever made me feel good to watch, was the Alan Funt Playboy Channel prank show that he did like, I don't know, 12 episodes of. And it was like, I'm Alan Funt, and I'm famous for Candid Camera. But I'm doing this Playboy show. And so like it was like the budget was $500. So it was basically just like any guy who answered an ad that was like, you can work today for this amount of money, which is like more money than he was ever going to get. They tell him your job is to sit at this desk in this identical, ridiculous, shitty, sparse office building room And if anything happens, just give me a call. And the guy, all they did was just 12 episodes of guys sitting in an office, and then naked women would come in. Or women that would come in fully clothed, and then when they heard they had to wait, they would get naked. Or like guys that were like magicians, they would generate a naked woman. But it was just like 12 variations on a naked lady and the guy reacting. But the guy was never the mark. The guy would always be like, because
I think you were the mark in that show.
I fucking loved it because before I realized, as an adult, I realized, oh fuck, you know what ruins this show for me is I just realized like it's probably not Alan Funt's voice that's actually talking to them, because why wouldn't he, if he was available, why wouldn't he have been part of the show? As a 15-year-old who was busy jerking off to all the other Playboy Channel content, I was like not thinking about it, but I was like, this is a good prank show, because Alan Funt was basically calling these guys on the phone and going, hey, how's it going over there? And then the guy would go, I don't know. There's a naked lady. And what? There's a naked lady? What the fuck are you talking about? Why is she naked? I don't know. I don't know.
I like that.
Well, ask her.
Hilarious.
He wants to know, why are you naked? It's like, yeah, because I'm the best booby doobie in the whoopie. She said, hey, what? Can I ask you a question? Yeah. What's your name? Mario. Mario, what in the fuck is going on over there? It was fucking fantastic.
I like that this show was just your refractory period between jerking off.
That's what it was.
You would just be exhausted laying out.
Next
I'm
up
too weak to change the channel. What else is up? Okay, this is a good transition.
Yeah, they should have called that channel the only unscrambled one. It was. Next up is another girl 4 years older than you, even though you're. Yeah. Anyways, so what? Oh gosh, what's it like to be a lesbian? Go in any order.
I imagine it's great.
It would be the best.
Everyone, women are understanding and accepting, and goddamn, if I could only be one.
That was really beautiful.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have a different opinion.
It's great.
I'll tell you how it really is.
Okay, please.
I think it's like Millennium Falcon.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm in. No, I'm in.
Go ahead. I didn't know you'd have a real answer.
No, what? Who, me? Wait, was that not a real question?
No,
oh God!
Please answer it, for God's sake.
It's great.
I love it.
It's great.
If you
it's
answer
fucking
it,
great. It's great.
It's great. It's great. It's great. I love it.
I don't participate in lesbian culture. I hate it. I hate it so much. I don't identify. I mean, I'm a gay woman who doesn't identify as a gay woman. I don't know what that means.
It's probably impossible to identify as would anything, right?
Yeah.
But I like talk about the relationship with performer status as long as we're there. Because it's like there's a part of you. We had this conversation years ago. Mm-hmm. But it's like you weren't not out, but you hadn't come out.
Yeah. So for a long time, I was out to anybody who I knew, but then I was not out like on social media or anything because I didn't want it to be my
brand.
Yeah. I don't want to be. I don't want to be a gay writer. I don't want to be a gay comedian or like I'd be a loser comedian. that works for me. But like I don't think about it at all, and I don't have any pride in it at all. Like I don't feel like I did anything. So
Sarah Silverman said the same thing about and this was like a million years ago. She said the same
about
thing about
Judaism,
about being Jewish. Yeah,
really.
And it was like, and that's important. I interject that in case anyone's fur bristles because we're like living in this age of like fucking own it or like whatever. Are you at war with this or at war with that? But like Sarah's never. She's not hiding from her Judaism, but at the same time, I remember her saying back then, it's like, oh, I try to cushion this distance. Like you don't want to like, am I the Jewish this? Am I the Jewish that? Mm-hmm. Or am I just all of this other stuff? And on top of that, I'm Jewish.
Yeah, I think that there's a new, obviously there's a new school of thought where like identity is like all of the pride that you take in your gender / sexual identity / personal identity. All those things are like important because then you are also demonstrating a confidence to younger generations and providing that. I don't feel like I owe those people anything, so I don't want to do.
So what was because you came out a year ago.
So I came out a year ago in large part because I felt like hiding my relationship with my girlfriend was denying that I was in a relationship with my girlfriend. Like I would talk about literally everything else. Like I talked about like going to the fucking hospital or like, anything. But I didn't ever talk about my relationships online. And it sort of came to a place where I was like, this is weird. Like it's actively weird.
It's weird
now.
that you can't do what other comics do, which is involve their life and their work.
Yeah. So I was like, well, I guess for coming out day I'll come out. And that was that. And then now I'm out and it's a nightmare.
Because you wanted to.
It's a nightmare because
It's a nightmare. It's an awful
why?
nightmare.
You don't have to answer.
No,
that.
I mean, no, it's fine. Nothing changed. Nothing matters.
Is that why it's a nightmare?
No, I
don't like this line of questioning.
Yeah, man, I don't know, man. Like it's
seems
all right. Well, I didn't cause it. Yes, I did. I asked it, but
nothing's changed. It's the same.
Yeah.
You expect there to be a transformation at the end of that journey, and there isn't one.
No, I mean, I don't. I think you're using the royal you.
Oh.
I see all people as a beam of light.
Oh.
Whoa. Is that true?
That's got to be crazy.
I don't even know who you are.
Hilarious. Have you worked with Jeff? Have you guys ever been on the same stage at Whose Line?
Jeff Davis?
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't at Whose Line, but we did a show called Drew Carey's Improvaganza together. And
you just it seems like you miss each other, just coincidentally. Right?
We, on Whose Line?
Uh-huh.
No, that's because there's only 4 chairs. So 3 chairs are permanent and the 4th chair is rotating.
Okay.
So we can't ever be on the same episode.
Excellent.
And
More importantly, you were on screen with Jeff Davis when you, me, and he won an Emmy for Chris Hardwick.
Whoa.
Yes, that's true.
We gave them their Emmy-winning episode.
Yeah, of course we did.
All right.
It was
done.
excellent.
I'm
We
done.
did a
I'm done.
great. It was
That's
a great
amazing.
fucking
Congrats.
episode.
That's amazing.
It won an Emmy.
That's fine. No, I wasn't
It's like,
fishing
I
for
know
it.
the audience is
Actually, the pause you took before you clapped, it makes your clap. It's fruit of the poison tree.
I think their pause was like, what the fuck are they talking about?
What's happening?
What are we supporting with this applause?
Well, then
Right.
don't applaud. If you don't applaud spontaneously, don't applaud at all.
Whoa.
Don't do. I don't want your favor applause.
I don't know if that's true.
Well, at the
Yeah.
It's goddamn professional, y'all. It's a goddamn pro.
Oh God, this is one of those episodes I don't listen back to, but
This was good.
that doesn't mean anything. God damn. Well, all right. Give us the fucking dirt on Jordan Peele. Does he even show up around there at Twilight Zone?
Yeah.
He comes in and he goes, you know what? I think this time should be less Twilight.
I wonder what that's like.
Come on. You're going to foment, you know what? I don't like Rick and Morty anymore. All right, go.
Whoa!
I don't want to say, what is a Rick?
Yeah, we continue to be the same person.
He gets in a
whatever it is.
spapeship. He's got his grandkid with him, whatever. They go do some floobity dibs.
Are we sure this isn't the last episode of the show?
All right.
Jordan Peele shows up less than I do, for sure.
No, he's running the room. He's there every day.
No!
He's there every day.
Lies!
No, it's true.
If he was there,
He's there he's there every day.
if he was just there on Monday, it would still be true.
What? No, wait. No,
Huh?
he's there every time we're in the room. He's there. That's the truth.
Does he have a world book for Twilight Zone?
What?
I thought in his movies he made like extensive world books.
Oh, like a encyclopedia of the world of his episode?
Like a big Bible.
Well, like a show Bible that helps kind of like direct ideas in the show. No, that's fine.
No.
Okay.
Wait, I'm hung up on this thing. Are you for real? No irony, nothing. Like Jordan Peele is for real in the Twilight Zone writers' room every single.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He's really there every time. Yeah.
He's just hanging out.
I mean, yeah, he's
well, no,
running
like
the
he's
room.
working.
Obviously working. He
Yeah,
wouldn't want to hang out
He's
there.
running the room. It's great.
What the fuck? All right.
What's it like?
I mean, Key and Peele.
I mean, at a certain point, don't you want these dicks to chase their tails for a while?
He
was
supports you.
not,
he gives you guidance. Does he encourage you? Sure. Sometimes he'll tell you you've done wrong, but
You
it's
can't
okay.
look. They're not staffing.
It's
You never know.
I tried to get her on Rick and Morty. You can't. You're not migrating over there.
You know what?
What?
They
Guys.
got it. You know what, Dan? They got it easy over there writing horror.
what?
Yeah, you heard us. Say it, Dan.
Well, that is my next question.
tell him,
so
Dan.
What?
Yeah, easy peasy. Boo. Yeah.
That
Wasn't funny, but everybody still laughed.
Worse.
Horror schmorror. Comedy. I don't know why I'm creating this weird rift.
I'm seeing triple of everything.
Whoa. Well, there are 3 people.
You've been in comedy writers' rooms, sketch writers' rooms. So like for real, like in a post Black Mirror world, this Twilight Zone thing happens. Like, what is there any insight you can give us to like what the difficulty is when you're in a writers' room working on Twilight Zone?
I could give some insight into writing on Rick and Morty if you needed time to think about it.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Tell
Please tell. Go
It
ahead.
wouldn't have been
do
funny
what
if I
do it,
followed
do it,
your
do it,
answer.
do it, do it. Say it right now. Say what you want to say.
Interrupting
Just say it.
was what I
Say
wanted
the
to say.
thing.
That
Say
was
the
it.
thing that you want to say, 'cause it's clear that you want to say something.
What I want to
So
say.
I want to know what it is, because you had
me
like a
interrupting was
big
the thing.
interruption.
Me having the
Because there's
impulse
something
to
there that you
interrupt
want
was the
to
thing I
make
wanted
a
to
point
say.
about.
I really wanted to hear what you want to say.
Whatever it is. So I don't know what I can. The NDA for that show is fucking thick.
It can't be that. What? Don't talk about anything. Big deal.
Right.
That's beatable. I can beat that in court. I'll take the heat.
Dan's got lawyers.
Do not let him
You
take
tell
you.
JT. I said it's okay to talk about everything.
The first season was different than the second season. Jordan's there all the time.
Yes.
And it's great. I mean, it's fucking great. It's great. Look, it's all of my sketch and comedy ideas were Twilight Zone ideas previous to being on the Twilight Zone. They were always nightmares for whoever was in the thing. Like they're not fun. They're not fun. The things that I wrote as comedy were horrible nightmares, and now I just don't have to put in the laugh bits. It's great.
Yeah, I know. It would have been nice to have you on staff.
I would. I mean, I'm hoping someday.
Well,
Yeah.
Because I would
just-
really.
yeah.
That would
I'm
be so
locked
cool.
into a
You're
contract.
You're hoping, but you'll
No,
like the
'cause I'm-
Twilight Zone
yeah.
train just keeps chugging and
Yeah,
chugging.
but I'm
Yeah,
it's really.
I know.
But
It'll
who
keep going.
conducts the train? See, that's pretty good for horror stuff, right? A train that there's no conductor
yeah.
on. That would work. Tell Jordan about that. Tell him that was my idea.
You can't.
Tell them that was my
not in
idea.
front of me.
I thought
They're not hiring.
you
But
said.
you go there and it's just a conductor hat. They pulled up and it's a skeleton.
I thought
Whoa.
you said.
That'd be fun, right? That'd be a fun episode.
That
I don't
could be
know.
good.
wish.
I thought you said who can touch the train.
But who
Okay,
can
now
touch
we
the
collaborate
train?
on one. That's ours. That's ours.
That's hilarious.
That's ours. It's a train that can't be touched.
How do you
Okay,
get
so
on?
when Jordan comes into the writers' room,
yes.
is he like? He's like, he comes in at like 11:30, right? And
No, he starts really
And
early.
he's like, God damn, I finally figured out how to Instagram my
I think it's
workout.
crazy that you think 11:30 is an early time to come into an office.
I don't think he thinks it is early. I think he thinks it's fine. He wants to know it's a fine time.
All right, let's move on. Fine. I just honestly,
You know
really
you did it
every
to
day-
yourself.
Every
Yeah.
day, Jordan Peele goes into Twilight Zone.
Every day
You
that
are
we
doing it
have
to
a
yourself.
room, he is there.
Get out of that hole. I mean, he wrote Key and Peele and Get Out in the same time frame. Dude is a monster.
Since you have his ear, can I pitch?
Oh, that's a good episode. Ooh, I've got Jordan's
Yeah.
ear. That'd be fun, right?
Can you pitch Jordan Peele?
I gotta
Where's
get on
my
the
ear?
ghost
I'm
train.
Jordan. Ooh, it's right here.
No, that's not
That'd be
a-
fun.
This is
Tell 'em
my
about that.
pitch
Tell
for
'em
a
that was my
Twilight
idea.
Zone. Imagine being a showrunner that goes in at 10 a.m. every day.
Guys, first off, he was on your show. He's on Rick and Morty. Like, you can talk to him.
Well, yeah,
Definitely.
but he didn't make the Twilight Zone yet.
Oh, fair.
He was playing a testicle head. But I didn't have a chance to talk to him about. I didn't get a chance to say to him like, if you're allowed to not, are you gonna show up in the writers' room on a drama?
Yeah.
Plus, it's like a anthological drama.
Damn.
Why is this mind-blowing to you?
Yeah.
Oh, incredible. Also, didn't show up for the record when Jordan Peele stopped by, bruh.
Whoa.
That's true.
God damn.
I don't direct
what
actors
does it
well.
take? You wouldn't have had to direct. You could
This
have
isn't
just
what this
sat
podcast
there.
is supposed to be about.
Rutherford, where are you going?
I'm saying, like,
getting it.
look.
Here, I want to mic this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's delicious ice.
A ghost is pouring himself a drink.
Whoa.
That'd be a good episode.
And a
Ghost
skeleton.
alcoholic. I don't know.
That was the thing that broke my heart, Heather. By the way, and like we were talking is that you like me, you're like, hey, let's drink, and then like just by virtue of this garbage thing that you would think just shoots through your life and either leaves you living or dead, and in either case, and then it's like, but for you're not allowed to really drink.
Yes,
as much
I was
anymore.
I was a heavy and enthusiastic drinker. Actually, a few years ago, I took up boxing, and I was boxing so much that it was harder for me to drink. So there was a nice gradient between like the years where I was like, this is the thing that I love more than anything, and then not being able to drink really anymore. And so it was a bummer that when we finally got to sit down and have a drink, I was like, yeah, I get to have a beer.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And then I'm like,
Yeah, you complained about it the whole time.
wait, what do you mean? What do you mean?
No, I'm
me. Just
kidding.
give it to me straight. Oh.
No, I'm totally
Okay.
kidding.
Okay. I thought, God damn it! I'm like, that's how I'm going out. I'm like, wait, what did I do? What did I do?
No. You were very kind and understanding of the fact that I wanted to drink and couldn't drink. But
There's a ghost boxer. Ooh.
fuck.
But you know what was funny about our sitting down was, this isn't funny to us, but like I want people listening to hear this because I kind of, it was like, I did, like, in short order, you and I were talking about your diagnosis and your experience and stuff, and then it's like you're coming from this Han Solo position, and you're like, you're the protagonist in the story about this shit, and then there was a precise point when you're like, I don't want to be that person, and I don't want people to be like contacting me and hanging out with me and treating me different because of this thing, and I was like, well, I think I'm doing that.
Yeah. No.
But at the same time, it's like, that's not deserved at all. Like I don't. It's nothing to do with that. And then it made me want to like run out in the street and stop traffic and go, treat every single person you've ever known the way you would treat them if you just found out on Instagram that they had breast cancer, and like beat it like and it's such a corn dog thing. No question, but take it.
Whenever
You went through grief.
Yeah.
You're basically breaking down the grief that you went through, and it's okay to like be as sad as you were about your friend's diagnosis. Like that's completely legit.
Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah.
I've been through a
There's
lot.
honestly, there is this thing, and I know it's almost like you had been through a surgery or
Good
something.
that we're all here for Dan tonight.
Right.
Yeah.
Part of me was kinda like-
let's give
What
it
I
up
will
for
say is-
Dan for going through that and coming
It
out
is,
still strong.
I knew you were a good audience. You just needed to be warmed up over 2 hours. What the fuck? Did you get here by bus? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
We made it this far. I
The
don't
bus.
need you. You can boo for the rest of the night. I'll still
don't
finish the
do
show.
it.
Anyways, Heather, what are your thoughts?
I was going to say that what was really what was really wild about that feeling, and then also the end of cancer, is that like, so my first, I got to see exactly how long people will mourn me when I die, because my first show back sold out. People were brought signs, and they were like, ah, like standing ovation. And then over the course of the next few months,
oh my God,
the audiences went back to just a few people. And I was like, that's exactly the arc of when people find out that I'm dead. And then when they won't care anymore, it's like exactly 5 months.
Well,
and that's great.
This is why you chose this show, to announce your next cancer. Tell them where you're going to be.
That's a healthy number. 5 months feels right.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it's funny because like I'm
thinking about the friends we've lost. We live in a vocation that is.
Yeah. Oh God.
Well, they're famous, so they like, and I'm like going, oh yeah, that's the nightmare.
Yeah.
It's not the going from this to oblivion. It's the actual thought, maybe of oh Jesus. But why does that matter? That doesn't matter.
Does it not? I mean,
well, you won't be there for it. But I guess it's the
Well, it's all I feel like if you are an atheist and you feel like nothing happens after you're dead, then there's some comfort in knowing that like the memory of you lives on.
Yeah.
But it really bums you out when you're like, even my best friends.
I feel that when I think about my death as a visible person, this is the one thought I have, is I feel advanced animosity towards the public, because I know that it doesn't matter how I die. I could get hit by a Ferrari. A safe could fall on me from a skyscraper. I will probably die of prostate cancer or a heart attack or a stroke or our fucking bodies are designed to fail, and mine will fail. But because of the life that I've led, because I've been visible, my death will be marked mostly by conversations about addiction. Like people will say, it won't matter if I just like my pancreas just failed. People will go, if you need to talk to somebody about your love of chocolate, like they'll just like talk about addiction. They'll talk about alcoholism.
Yeah.
It won't matter if my lungs failed and I'm like, come on, fuck off. You could be an Olympic athlete and get lung cancer. You fucking dicks. But people want, that's what I fear. That about my legacy. I don't want people to like say after I died, he should have combed his hair. That's because it's like, Jesus Christ, I thought I beat this.
You won't be here for it.
Yeah,
I know, but I fucking hate. That's the one thing I hate. It's that 5 month. I'm like, fuck you, fucking cunt.
So you don't you feel
like I didn't comb my hair. Fuck you. Like I want to be like, fuck you.
So your biggest feeling about it is that you don't have control over the narrative
my image
after you're dead.
Yes. Like, well, wait a minute. What are we talking about? Like, what's your biggest fear? Do you have? You're gonna. Yeah, I mean, you can high road me. You're allowed to.
My biggest fear is the end. It's that
You're an atheist.
Yeah, but that transition moment, the one molecule of time where it's like I'm here and I'm not.
That scares me too.
Yeah,
however,
TMZ.
Hilarious. What if that molecule was like a little guy?
Oh God!
A little guy named Marky, and Marky was like, "I'm here to help you across the threshold." That'd be a good episode.
That'd be a good episode. Why don't we walk through it? Where are we going with it? Like break it out for me a little.
Get me in the room with Jordan. I swear to God, if you get me in the room with big old Jay, I will figure it out.
Yeah.
But you don't really think? Do you ever think about your obituary?
Oh no!
How is that off limits?
We tried.
It's not. I just try. I do just try. But have at it.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, God damn it! Don't like.
You can write yours. Write your obituary.
Well, I
it.
can write it with esteemable acts.
Huh?
What?
I can go work in the soup kitchen for a while.
Right.
And then my obituary will say, Dan Harmon did this, and that, and he was famous for this and that. For the last 10 years of his life, he worked in a soup kitchen. It's not going to say that. It won't say that. It'll say, like, clickety, 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 clack, clack, clack.
Right.
the thing that was interesting about him. And the comment section, I'll say, anyone who needs to talk about being a big fat piece of shit, call this number.
Come back.
This is how he died. It's not cool. You can talk to someone if you're a big fat fuck. Like, it's okay. Like, don't fucking die. Just call me. I'm like, wait, I'm allowed to just live and then die. That's my fear. I don't want to be a fucking cautionary tale. I had fun.
You're going to get to be in the montage probably.
Of what? I just thought about that.
Yeah, you're going to get to be in the montage.
I just use all
I was talking
They're going to use
Jeff
all the pool
Davis about
videos.
that.
Yeah.
And I just realized that I'm basically like guaranteed a fucking Emmy memoriam.
Yeah, you get to be in memoriam.
It's cool. It's fucking like it's amazing.
I mean,
It depends.
Critics' choice.
No, it depends on nothing. It depends on nothing. Nothing.
Critics' choice.
No, I won an Emmy.
If somebody is famous, or if there's like a bus crash.
One's famous, or when you die, you get the Emmy of death.
I mean, if it's a busload of like Harlem Globetrotters, 12 killed at one time.
You, I'm not going to win any popularity contest for saying this, but I look forward to the fact there's going to be a slight swell in applause, even though everyone knows it's crass. I'm gonna be between Spuds McGinty, the grip, who worked on Bonanza, and then like Frasier's script supervisor. But during mine, you're gonna play it back on your hologram, and it's gonna go. The applause is gonna go. Because you know what? I was better. And my death is more important.
Wait, it's
more applaudable.
Have you thought about that? It'll probably be a clip of Rick Sanchez going like, "Damn it, Morty!" And it's like you just have your name under it, and it won't even be your voice.
It's either that or me fucking a baby. It won't.
Oh no!
I don't think that was non-union. That was non-union.
No.
A fake baby.
That got a Spirit Award.
It was independent for sure. I don't know. It'll be my headshot from high school or whatever. It'll be like
I don't think it will.
You got to send them that headshot now, man.
It'll be like a photo of me.
Like from high school? That's not what they do.
That's what they do. Like,
It's not your bachelor party. They're not like, let's find a goofy picture of this guy who just died.
What photos do they show?
Yeah, it'll be you looking at a strip of film or something.
Yeah, it's going to be you.
I'm looking at film. I'm not going to look at film.
Yeah.
It'll be black and white.
Yeah.
Real
Why would
shallow
I look
focus.
at film?
They mock it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, if someone invites me to look at film, I'm gonna know that I'm gonna die. I'm not doing it. It's like that's a bigger demarcator of death than Christianity. The praying. So, we want you to come in and look at a roll of film. Like Shelley Duvall's just acting on it. Like,
what's all this smoke here for? Don't worry about it. Wait, what's that? Why do you have to put a sheet over you while you take the photo? Hold still for 15 minutes.
No, we're not gonna put your face on the side of a fucking studio at Sony. You're
Maybe
dead.
it's just a clip of a crying Abed.
Yeah.
Oh.
Got you, motherfucker.
Like we have.
Hell yeah.
It's interesting to think about fame. Do you, Brandon, what are your thoughts about fame?
It's useful.
Yeah.
It's the best goddamn thing created. Can you imagine you're stuck on a planet, right? You're stuck here, but you fucking famous. That is a wonderful thing.
Spencer,
Wonderful.
what's your relationship with fame?
I think it's useful. Yeah, it's like we live in the social world, and so fame is like social capital you could leverage. It's great. I mean, it's obviously a two-headed sword, but I don't know. I like it. I get recognized. Today I was walking, and some guy was like literally a block and a half, and I heard behind me, "Dungeon Master," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool." I'm not going to turn around, but that's cool.
And then you saw a woman. You saw a woman with a whip walk right by you.
Sorry,
was like,
you got to go to Best Buy. Go to Best Buy.
Oh, yeah?
Like I'm telling you, like every single person at Best Buy, every employee, every customer, just go, like if you want to fucking boost.
To me, every employee won't look to see if something's in the back.
No, that's the thing. It's like at first people it just seems like the system's working because you're like, well, I need a USB-C cable to a thing, and the person just seems like they're like, oh, well, let me help you with that, and it just seems like you're living in like heaven. Because they're like, oh, they're willing to help. And then after a while, they check you out and they're like, by the way,
are you just
I'm a
talking
big
about
fan.
a store?
Yeah, Best Buy.
Yeah, telling Spencer to go to Best Buy before.
Nick's famous on two coasts.
I went to the comic book store and that happened. They're like, by the way, I love HarmonQuest. I'm like, hell yeah, this fucking guy.
It feels great,
This is
man.
my element, the comic book store.
Isn't it great? Because like the thing is, like, you're not famous for punching a old lady.
That would be fucking great. Holy shit.
You're famous for nerdy shit.
Yeah.
And so like the people that recognize you, you're like, it's done.
True
it's
fan,
over.
But the
yeah.
prestige of the old lady
you're
punching.
the best. And they come up and they go like, oh, I'm sorry. Could you mind if I like, yeah, come on, bring it, brother. You're keeping me alive. Like, give me. It's like, soak me in it. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great. It's fleeting and it's great. It's all going to be over soon. Do you get recognized?
It'll be over
Do people
soon.
run up to you and go, Heather Ann Campbell?
Yeah, sometimes.
You hate it?
No, I don't. I had a conversation with a friend who was like, his ideal level of fame was NBA superstar. Like
Whoa.
he was like, I want to not be able to leave my house, and I was like, that sounds like hell to me. That sounds like hell.
He's describing the actual part of it that's bad.
Yeah,
I want to not be able to leave my house.
He was like, I want, if I go to a restaurant, I want to be so famous that they have to like put me in a section and they put curtains up. And I was like, that's
I love this guy for his honesty.
Yeah, no, that's his ideal level of fame. And my ideal level of fame is exactly where I am right now, which is like once in a while at a coffee shop, they'll be like,
Yeah.
hey, I really like the thing. And then
That's
I'll be
so
like,
cool.
oh, thanks.
So cool.
Wow. But
Yeah.
but like most of the time I can go to a bar or a restaurant with a book and nobody talks to me, and that's wonderful.
Go to Home Depot. No one's going to tell you how to
Right.
Find anything.
buy a sword or whatever the
Well-
fuck they sell there. But it's like I like this, people are like they go like by the way.
Do you get recognized at Home Depot?
No.
Oh, yeah.
No, God, no.
Okay,
That's
great.
the thing. Like
Yeah,
that's
that's
why I just
perfect.
haunt
those
Best
are
Buy.
those are craftsmen. Those are men who work with their hands. Men and women
any
who
place that
build
sells
things.
anything sharp, no one will recognize
Are you
me.
saying that craftsmen don't appreciate stories?
Nope, they don't.
Okay.
They don't get them.
They're creating their own. And I
There's no
appreciate them.
instructions.
They're building the stories.
How about
Whoa.
you? Do you get recognized?
Occasionally, but it's I don't know how I feel about it. I like it. I was having. I feel like this is introed weird, and now it's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
I had lunch with an ex-girlfriend who was just like, we should catch up, and we were having lunch, and somebody came up and was like,
Hell yeah.
hell yeah.
That's what you
oh,
want.
I want your girl. No, he was like, oh, hey, I like you. I like what you do. And I never do this because I love it. I love when people say hi because it doesn't happen much. So I never do this. But he was I felt like I had the opportunity to do it. And I was just like, I'm having lunch with my friend right now. And he was like, "Oh, of course." I wasn't a dick, but I was just like, "Oh, hey, like I appreciate it, but right now I'm trying to, have lunch with a friend."
Oh
and he
my
walked
God.
away, and
That's
I
a
was
Tumblr essay.
no, I the way I said it, and he didn't survive.
Why you do that?
What?
Why you
No,
do
it's okay.
that?
It's a story.
What?
It's a story. So you did that.
No, I was just like, "Oh, thank you," and then he kept going, and then I was like, "Oh, I'm having lunch
Right.
with a friend," and that felt good because I would never, even with my current girlfriend, I'd never do that. I would just be like, "Have a seat," because I love it. I love fame. But it felt good to rub it into an ex-girlfriend's face. That felt
Yeah.
really good.
That's what you want.
Yeah, that's what you want.
But now she knows because if she listens to this, she'll know that was your.
She doesn't listen. Well, she might, but she's also an ex of like 15 years ago, so
Oh.
it doesn't really
Okay.
matter.
I have a running joke where I text my fiance every time someone recognizes me in public. And
Okay.
I'll text her about it. And I don't know what the joke is. I really don't know what it is.
What do you text?
I text her as if I'm like, I'm just tallying it.
That's
So
like,
I'll just go 3 recognitions, Venice Promenade. Like, I give it like hard stats. Like I'm trying to like horn her up. Like I'm like,
Oh, that's
So
a
it's like-
joke. I think that's a problem.
I don't know what my joke is. Like I wonder sometimes like is my bit like not inviting her to have. Because sometimes I'm kind of resentful of people who are like, well, what's your bit? What's my role in it? Like I don't really know what her role in it's supposed to be.
it's like when a bird like collects colorful rocks and feathers to adorn the nest. It's like, don't you like this one? I'll put that there.
Yeah, but that bird doesn't usually do it next to their current bird mate.
No, but you're showing it to them. You're like, huh? This is good.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Got this
I
whole
just think
nest
it's
of this.
funny. I just think it's it's like part of the humor though is that I can't talk to her about it. Like I just keep on like every time someone recognizes me, I text Cody, and I'll take a photo with the person and I'll text it to Cody and I'll go like, hey, Kmart electronics section, like, guy's a big fan. And I don't know, but she's always like, she's nailing it.
Man,
She posts it to Instagram.
Yeah, I mean, she
does post them. These are illustrious stories you're visiting.
All right.
Yeah.
No, they're good.
Well, no, it's getting to that point in the
Best
show.
Buy.
It says airplane mode enabled, Apple Watch.
That could
can't
be good.
access. Yeah. I mean,
Someone's hacking
whether you
down.
like it or not, it's time to stop doing the show.
No!
And don't forget, we're going to stop doing it entirely in December. So for anyone who doesn't like this,
Boo.
I know you're booing the stopping of the show, which is the equivalent
essentially
of
applause.
what you should have done tonight. Which is applaud the presence of the show. But you couldn't. Well, that's not bad applause. I'm not going to... I accept that.
Woo!
You guys...
Congrats.
You know I love you. Let's not engage in an unhealthy relationship. We're going to have a finite, and therefore a loving one.
We're going to do a countdown. We're going to do a countdown to get down.
It'll be
December
like-
town, Harmontown.
December's a
the ultimate
million months
advent
away.
calendar.
December 2022. That's the end of it all.
My big goal, my
You
big
heard it
dream
here.
guest, I want to have Jerry Springer on the
2
show.
years prior, fuck yeah. The mayor of Cleveland?
Who do you want to be your last 5 guests?
Jerry Springer.
Okay.
I'll throw a chair at his ass.
Norm Macdonald.
Okay.
Who?
Boo.
Jordan Peterson?
Fuck no.
You know,
and it's not because of whatever. I just don't want to.
the first joke.
Joe Rogan though.
Yeah.
Rogan. I
Yeah,
think.
that'd be great.
Adam Carolla.
Yeah.
Can I name 4 more white guys?
Joe Biden.
and Maya Angelou.
And Viola Davis.
Viola Davis.
You should get Elizabeth Warren on this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, who's the like Cody keeps telling me God damn, well, whatever.
Marianne Wilson.
Williamson.
I don't know.
Williamson.
There's some
Oh, right.
person that she keeps Cody like.
Right,
we're
Donald
all
Trump.
guessing. We don't know. We'll find out next week. Marie Kondo, though, I have a few words for her
Whoa.
because
She
I'm
won't
like
understand him.
I keep trying to apply her things, and then I'm like, what if Marie Kondo's next book was like, oh shit, wait. Because she keeps telling you to throw everything away, people.
Yeah.
She
No,
don't
we
have
got
my
it.
shit, B. She don't have my shit. That's anybody who preaches that gospel don't have, nice shit.
Well, there's different. I think there's different.
You think that
attachments
Marie
to the
Kondo's thing is
cultures.
that she just doesn't have good stuff?
Yeah, you go around.
She's like, throw it all away. Because she doesn't like her own
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. It's all like,
That's the thing. Like one of her books is like, oh shit, where's that DVD of Debbie Does Dallas 3?
It's-
And then she's like, people, wait, stop, don't
you could
don't throw anything away.
You
her
could
second book is buy all that shit back.
You could have this.
You did you throw my book away? It should have sparked joy. Stop. No, but I like her.
No.
Yeah.
philosophy.
You were right.
I want to throw everything away. I've learned that I moved from my old house to my new house, and I don't want to encourage robbers right now, but I really have not been to my old house in forever.
This is
we know.
the most relatable podcast in the world.
All right. Look, okay, let's make it relatable. Here's a rap. Here's a.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Oh shit.
Yo,
Working class.
yo, Heather Anne Campbell, yo, Rambo, go in the brambles. I got an amplitude of attitudes to share with you. I'm gonna fuck your mama like she was a bowl of stew. Nutrition, carrots and protein. Gonna fuck your mama, know what I mean. My rap is emotional. I'm gonna go locomotional. Choo choo railroad. Choo choo train.
He feels it. He feels it. Fill him up. Fill him up.
What?
Fill him up.
What? Sorry, what?
Fill him up. Fill that choo choo up and go.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
Fill him up.
What?
Fill him up.
Wait, what? Sorry.
Fill that choo choo up and go.
Oh, right. I'm filling my choo-choo train up.
Fill him up.
Yeah.
Fill him up.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
problem.
No problem. Thank
I want you.
Okay. I'd like to fill my choo-choo up
Fill him up.
Great.
to the break of dawn.
Fill him up. Fill him up.
Speak to the metal, proof to the rhyme. The gibberish does the rhyme. Do gibberish time. Do the gibberish time.
Caboose.
That was a gibberish rhyme break. For goodness sake, I'm a choo-choo train waiting at the station.
Fill him up. Fill him up.
Yep. Just hanging out. Choo-choo train hanging out. Just a choo-choo train hanging out.
Give him a kiss. Fill him up. Fill him up. Give him a kiss.
I'm a little choo-choo train.
Hug him, wrap him up in a blankie.
Choo-choo train.
Teach him about the rails. Teach him about the rails. He's a baby choo-choo.
Train. Blanket. Police.
Ghost train. You can't touch the ghost train. It's a twilight zone in your brain. Ghost train. Don't touch it.
Can't
Don't
touch it.
Don't touch that train. Don't touch it.
It's a ghost.
Fill him up with a song. Fill him up with a song.
Ghost train. It's coming down like a rain. Ghost train, I paid $10 again. Why am I here in Hancock Park? I need to walk to my car with a partner. Statistically, I'm at more risk of death than some of our esteemed guests because I came out to see your show. I may end up on a true crime show.
He's rambling now. Shut him up.
Walk to your car with a buddy. And not the wrong kind of buddy. You have to be able to detect the different kinds. There's gonna be ones that are like, let me walk you to your
Car. Let me walk you to your
Car. I don't think so. I don't know. I can't. Wait.
Okay. All right.
There you go.
Heather Anne Campbell, Nick Rutherford.
Yes, y'all. That's the end of Harmontown. Thank you so much. We love you from the Downtown Dynasty. Nick Rutherford, Heather Anne Campbell, Dan Harmon, Spencer Crittenden, Nolan Fabricus, Zach McKeer on the beats, yo. We love you so much. Thanks for stopping by, Sarah Hill. Church, thanks so much for shooting us tonight. I've been Brandon Johnson. Jeff Davis returns next week. Even I am ecstatic about that. Good night.
Did you get any of that?
It's a good show.